Hello everybody. So as you can remember, during lockdown we had quite a few people that were advocating for mandatory vaccinations and all that kind of madness. Can't go into too much detail here for obvious reasons with it being YouTube, but I can highlight the people who were advocating for this nonsense. And my poster boy for this, because I watched all his interviews that he did about this, is this guy here, Charlie Mullins. As I referred to him on Twitter the other day as the Wish.com Rod Stewart, or if you like, Zelda from Terrorhawks. Anyway, this guy is just a nasty piece of work, and I'll highlight why he's a nasty piece of work, because there's a bit of video footage that probably most of you have seen, but I'm going to show you it anyway, of this guy just being a scumbag, basically. But let's go back in history, let's go back in time, and let's have a look at what this guy had to say. We'll get to that in a minute, because that's quite interesting as well. But this is him here. He's on LBC, I think it is.
Through Misconduct are working on it with our HR team. They say that we can change the contracts and add it in there. It's an employer's right to protect and look after their employees on an health and safety law, and that's what we're doing. We're going to add it to the contracts that we strongly suggest, recommend that if you're in a position to have the vaccine, then have it. We think it's the way forward, but you have a choice. You don't have to sign. Of course you don't have to sign.
What does strongly suggest mean? Are you going to take on, for instance, a new young plumber if he says, I'm not going to get the vaccination? Or would you not take him on if he says, I'm not going to have it?
We won't, in the future, once the vaccination is circulated correctly or around there, we won't be taking on anybody that hasn't had the vaccination. And again, that's their choice.
See, that's ironic, right? Because this next bit kind of reveals everything about this guy. So, Charlie Mullins admits to not having COVID vaccine despite requiring employees to be jabbed. So a complete hypocrite in that regard. And he tries to defend his position by this. He claims, as reports suggest, that NHS staff may be forced to take the COVID-19 vaccine. And the interviewer asked him this: have you had yours yet? Andrew asked. To which the plumbing guru admitted that he's not even had his first dose. I'm due to be back in the UK next week and I'll book it then, he revealed. I'll be having it hopefully after the quarantine. I call bullshit on that. This is a complete scumbag. If you don't know, this was the guy that was mandating that all his new workers would have to be vaccinated or they wouldn't be offered a job. I've never liked this guy one little bit. He just gets under my skin. You know those people that you listen to or you meet, and you know instantly that you don't like them, that they're a piece of shit. Anyway, this was him the other day. We'll show you this little bit of footage.
What are you saying?
You know what I said, you're a fucking drunk, right, and a fucking waste of time.
Okay. And why do you say that? I think that's assault, Charlie.
Piss off, you fuck.
What are you saying?
You know what I said, you're...
I think it's a classic case of little man syndrome with this guy, isn't it? He's a nasty piece of work. And if I was any plumbers out there, I wouldn't want to be employed by this guy, but I heard he actually sold his business for, I think it was 145 million. So this guy is no longer in the plumbing industry, apparently. So, yeah, whatever. But what a piece of work. And I just wanted to highlight and remind people what people went through because of idiots like this, mandating vaccines. Now that new evidence has come out, as we all know, that vaccines, Pfizer admitted that vaccines do not stop transmission, and this is most likely true of all the vaccines that were on offer at the time. Anyway, this is Vindicator signing off.